If you're ready like we're ready right now, take a look at what Jesus did for people like you and I. Immigration approved. Citizenship approved.
After long, complicated immigration history, God finally answered our prayer in this platform. We applied for our daughter's British citizenship. Towards Pastor Jerry's birthday, I was praying seriously that God will make these documents come exactly on Pastor Jerry's birthday. I remember this 22nd, with these documents. On that week of Pastor Jerry's birthday, on the Sunday, Pastor Jerry declared, I don't know whether it's in the second or the third service, Pastor Jerry was declaring, it will be signed this week.
I don't know who this one is for, but they will sign it this week. And they will deliver it to you this week.
And I signed it on the 22nd. Oh my God. They delivered it. Pastor Jerry, we have our evidence. Look at, this is the British citizenship. We have our evidence. We have our evidence. What our God cannot do does not exist. What our great God cannot make happen does not exist.
Pastor Jerry keep on saying, they will say yes. They will say yes.
They will say yes. They will say yes. They will say yes.
You shall not be denied.
You see this one? You will not be denied.
This is my passport. These are my children's passport. 3 of us were being given Deutsche Pass. Today, we are being given Deutsche Pass.
I talk to my kids because since 2018, I've been trying to get their citizenship for them. And every time we process the paper, they will say, bring this, bring that. And we will get stuck. And I call in a lawyer to handle it for me. They took a lot of money for me. Nothing happened. Then 2020, I tried it again. Until this year, I brought the application here. I prayed. On the first day, and then we applied for it. They gave us the first appointment, which was August 10. And then the second appointment was on the 12th of September. And then the third appointment was on the 17th. And on that 17th, me and my girls, we wake up at night, we hold our hand and we pray. And we say, oh God, if you're with us on this process, because they've already told Mommy, stop wasting your money, what will be, will be. I said, no, Pastor Jerry said, we can do it. We can achieve it. I said, let Pastor mention our case. My brother and my brethren. While we were at the embassy, American embassy, by 7 o'clock, because our appointment was 7:15, Pastor just declared, citizenship approved, immigration approved.
Immigration approved, citizenship approved.
I jumped out like a mad woman. My kids went, Mommy, it's okay. I said, no, he has said it all. He has said it all. He has said it all. He said, Mommy, sit down. I said, he has said it, nothing else we can do again. October 22nd, they called me for extra document, original. When I went inside, I dropped the document with the lady and she said, ma'am, congratulations, your application has been approved. I fainted on the ground. She had to leave the cubicle and come and carry me. He said, it's okay, it's okay. I have friends, I have family members that have been in the US for the past 22 years. They've not gotten their document. These are my girls that have not been there. They got their passport.
My name is Engineer Humphrey Awaitoma. I'm from Benin, and I came to pay back what I promised the Lord I would do. This year, I was praying to God that God will help to open up some things for me in my career and where I was working. And to cut the long story short, in May, I was appointed Acting Director of Works and Fiscal Planning. And as that went on, I told Lord, I have been kept in one area for some time. So because of the book, the staff regulation book, I lost 4 years of my career in where I was working. I had to do a particular level that was not, other people in other cadre, accountants, technical people, they don't go through that level. But I had to do it for 4 years. So I stayed, cry as I would, they said, but that's the way the book was. That was about some year 2015 or thereabouts. Come 2022, I was faced with that same dilemma again. After moving from there to another level, to go through that same thing again. But somehow, Pastor Jerry started talking. He said, look, I'm 10 years in one day.
10 years in one day.
Somehow, the Lord spoke for me. Council decided to review the books, and God placed people who listened to our proposals. And eventually, it was done. It was approved at all levels. And the beauty of it was that I was asking for one thing, praying all my heart out. But the Lord gave me double. In short, accounted for that 10, that 4 that I had missed before. Now, where I am now, I was catapulted to the post of deputy director. Just like that. And the Lord helped me. The next one was my career as an engineer. I'm a practicing engineer. And the highest honor you can ever give as one that practices engineering in Nigeria is to become a fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers. I had it in my spirit very strong. I was praying. But Jerry was always saying all those that, look, you will get it. Prayed. But I didn't have the resources to be able to do it. When I found out what it cost, at that time I didn't have it. But when I prayed, I said, it can be done. It will be done. The Lord helped me. And eventually, last Monday, I was conferred with that honor as a fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers. So I'm at the peak of my career. All this in just less than 24 months of I'm joining this ministry. Now, in my formative years as an Nsppd in January 2023, I will watch the Nsppd and I will be looking at Pastor okay, I had only 20,000 naira in my account crossing over to 2023. What will I do? So much plans. I mean, by my plan, I was going to get married that year and all that, but I didn't see how it would happen. I applied for, I sent a job for a contract, and somehow I was told that I got it. All right, but that's not the miracle. See what happened. The very next day after that, Pastor Jay started talking, it will enter, you will have it, and all that stuff. And guess what? I laughed. What did I laughed like Sarah. I said, Oga, this your prayer came little. I got the thing. Sorry, I got the thing. Like, the next day, what happened? The guy called me and said, no, we're revoking that. We're not going to give it to you. And I started praying. God, help me. That was just a six-figure contract. So I said, God, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have laughed like that. I'm so sorry. And all that. But anyway, go down the line. On the 5th of January, I was following the prayers and everything. What happened? I started hearing Pastor Jerry speak in tongues. And I started following it. And Pastor Jerry was speaking my language. Benin. He would go, Orobosa. Like that. I was like, hey, okay. I went to my checklist and I ticked it. So at least, thank God, I'm not entering spiritual one chance. This ministry is okay. So I did that. Do you know, just a few days after that time, this same person calls me and says, oh, that program that we have, do you remember what you sent to us in August, July 2022? I know you have forgotten. Go and bring it out. That is the solution to our problem. Go and bring it out. And I quote, he said, dust it where it has been covered in dust. Bring it out from where it is and represent it to us. And I said, okay. Once that happened, I knew that thing that I saw, or rather I heard Pastor Jerry say, was my kairos. Orobosa means it is in the hand of God. About 5 times he said that on the 5th of January. And he said that, I was like, wow, this is it. And I said, thank God though. Now, I went to go and prepare the paper. While I was in business center, the only thing just said, sorry, my boy, are you going to put this in the way it is? That is the price of 2022 now. Things have changed. Why not you? So I had to rework that thing all over again. I did everything, sent it, was processed, and I got the job. It went to 8 figures. I was praying for my wedding, of course, after getting that kind of money in February. I mean, I can marry now, Abby. So anyway, preparing for my wedding. My wedding was June the 3rd at Ebonyi. We left Benin for Ebonyi on the 2nd. My mom and some friends and all that. But before then, in sometime late May, I experienced the O8 prayer.
You will not receive my body or the body of my loved one.
On that 2nd of June, as we approach Asaba, just to slow down for the custom checkpoints and all that from Benin, we heard a small pop sound in the bus. What was that? I felt, the driver went to apply the brakes. He put it down. It didn't hold. Put it again. It didn't hold. So I turned back and told everybody, man, I said, look, the brake has failed. Brace up for impact. So somehow they tried to maneuver and the vehicle somersaulted. Miracle number 1, it landed on all 4 fours. Miracle number 2, it landed in a pool of water. So in case there was any explosion, all those things you are seeing around there, all the drinks and all that I was taking for the wedding. But you see, I like this picture. You know why I like this picture? Here I am there. Nothing missing, nothing broken. Not a scratch on my mom. She had glass broken all right. She just dusted it and put it back on and all that, not a scratch. We continued and we went for the, of course, my wife didn't know what was happening. We went for the wedding. And that wedding was the best wedding. As a matter of fact, it was just too much. So many things happened. So many things happened. I just want to thank God for this ministry. I was a skeptic, I must tell you. But somehow, I've gone beyond that. You know, I was a member of the Nicodemus Club of Nsppd, but now, when the prayer over us will come out, now I have repented. I'm no longer Nicodemus. You know, just thank God with me. A turnaround in such a short time is unimaginable. I could say go on and on, but these are just the ones I can remember. And I just say, please thank God with me. What God cannot do does not.
What God cannot do does not exist. What my God cannot do does not exist. My name is Abigail Linda, and I'm recording this testimony from Accra, Ghana. So somewhere in May 2023, I had a lumpectomy on my left breast, and after the surgery, the lump was sent for biopsy, but I didn't receive any news of the results until somewhere September 2023, and all attempts to reach the surgeon to find out the results proved futile. So this is the time that I found myself being consistent on the altar of fire and nervously praying for healing. So during this time, Pastor Jerry would declare that you will not be a victim of another man's mistake.
Somebody hear me as I hear the Lord. You will not be a victim of another man's mistake.
So one day, after praying my heart out on Nsppd, a thought came to mind to call the pathology lab to request a copy of the results. When I received it, I saw that the conclusion was breast abscess with multifocal ductal carcinoma in situ. I screamed, and then I called the pathologist to find out why they had delayed in letting me know. So they told me that they had made several attempts to reach the surgeon to inform him so that immediate action could be taken, but the surgeon told them that he was sure that he performed a good surgery. I immediately requested an MRI of the breast, and then the MRI revealed the irregular margin mass lesion on the left breast, okay, and then the Barras assessment showed category 5, which is highly suggestive of malignancy. I was given a referral letter to Kolebu to commence treatment for breast cancer, and all through the month of October, almost every day, the Lord reversed breast cancer on the altar of fire.
There is a healing grace for breast cancer. There is a healing grace for breast cancer.
So I keyed into every one of them, and I kept praying, I kept sowing my seed. So after 2 months of tossing me up and down at Kolebu, I had to move from one doctor to another, and all what they kept telling me was that, Madam, we'll have to cut off your breast. So I told the doctors that you cannot cut off my breast like that, and I booked an appointment to see an oncologist for a third opinion. So the oncologist requested an ultrasound guided biopsy of my breast, and then the biopsy revealed a low-grade ductal carcinoma in situ with malignancy. So I was scheduled for an immediate surgery to remove the mass out of the breast. After the surgery, the mass was sent for biopsy, and when the results came, it stated that there was an upgrade from the low-grade DCIS to an intermediate CIS, and the histological grade 2 with lymphovascular invasion. So Pastor Jerry, I was sad and disappointed, but I stayed on the altar every day with my family and friends, and we joined online services. We keyed into every healing of breast cancer and all the other cancers. And Pastor Jerry will keep declaring, it will not end the way the devil planned it.
It will not end the way the devil planned it. It will not go the way of the enemy.
And this was my case. Indeed, Roy, the God that sees, has seized me. I gave my blood samples for the CA153 cancer and tumor indicators test, and by Monday 28th October the result had come. That was the day that we were supposed to observe the daily 10-minute singing and dancing. Pastor Jerry, that morning I danced with all my heart, and I shook my tambourine and I made noise, and right after that I received a call from the hospital that the results were in. So I got ready, I went to see my oncologist. When I went, I was holding a tambourine. So my oncologist was like, what is this? I replied, a tambourine. He said, Then he asked, what is it for? I said, to shake and dance after you give me good news. He just smiled and he sat down. Then he opened his results on the computer, and lo and behold, he just said, Linda, congratulations, your CSA cancer and tumor in test markers indicates 9.9 U per mole, and then the range is actually between 0.0 and 31.3. You are cancer free. Go. Pastor Jerry, I couldn't shout. I brought out the tambourine, I danced and shook it from his office. I went to every part of the hospital, and people were there. Everybody was looking at me and asking, what is wrong with her? And Nurses replied that she is cancer-free earlier than expected. And then I saw smiles and hope on people's faces. And people were saying, congratulations, congratulations. Pastor Jerry, I called my mama and she said she was in town and she immediately fell on the floor when I told her the good news. She was rolling from here to here. People gathered around her and asked her what is wrong with her. She just broke into song and people started singing with her. Pastor Jerry, God has done it for me. Today I am cancer-free. I give God the glory. God bless you, Pastor Jerry. God bless you, Pastor Eno. God bless you, Pastor OK and Pastor Oguru. May God's refinery of anointing overflow in your lives. And to all Nsppdians, what God cannot do does not exist. Indeed, we they pray, it they show.
Look at my evidence. Look at my evidence. Look at my evidence. 2 boys and a girl. A girl in between them. This is exactly what I prayed for. The picture is still with me. I downloaded it. I said 2 boys and a girl. What our God cannot do does not exist. I got married 2007. I was waiting upon God for the fruit of the womb, and nothing happened. There was no single miscarriage, no taking in at all. Thank God today, God has put a smile on my face. In fact, my sister introduced me to this fire altar. I said, God, what I'm expecting, you must do it in this altar. I've been going for the IVF before. I go for IUL, that one failed. Then I register for IVF, that one failed. Again and again, another one failed. There was a day Pastor Jerry said, download whatsoever you need, the picture of whatsoever you want, just download it, you can download the picture. I said, I never knew that they normally download picture here. I told my husband, I said, please help me to search for internet. I need triplets, 2 boys and a girl. So my husband started searching. And he saw one, a boy, a girl, and a boy. I said, I love this. This is the kind of picture I want. So my husband went and put it. Then I started presenting that picture on the fire altar. Every now and then. So on this very good day, I was tested positive. I said, God, you have done it. After some weeks, I went for scan. To check. So when the doctor checked, he said, I'm seeing multiple sacs. I said, God, you have done it. So when the doctor checked, he said, Madam, who gave you power to carry this? Who gave you power? Within me, I said, it's God. It's not just me that will carry it, but God will carry it for me. Then he said, doctor said, Madam, you are going to spend most of your time in the hospital because it is not easy to carry multiple. I said, God, you will help me. By the grace of God, from that very day till the day I brought my baby forth, I was not admitted on the hospital. There was no treatment, there was no fever, there was nothing. Because I was presenting it on the fire altar, complication-free pregnancy. All through the period of my pregnancy, there was no complication. On the delivery day, the doctor came. When they look at me, they say, Madam, many things are going to go wrong. There may be excess bleeding. There may be this. If they are not able to control, they may remove your womb. They may do this. They may do this. My husband wanted to be afraid. I said, don't be afraid. God has gone ahead of me to that theater. I told my husband. My husband held his peace. And I went to the theater. By the grace of God, all that they said, nothing happened. There was no bleeding. There was no womb remover. There was nothing. In fact, when I came out, the doctor said, you are a woman of faith. What God cannot do does not exist. I said, my God has gone ahead of me. My God has gone ahead of me. That was my song when I went there. And I came out victoriously. God did it for me. And He gave me exactly what I downloaded. 2 boys and a girl. Not just 2 boys and a girl. I said a boy and a girl between them. And that was what God gave to me. Look at my evidence. Look at my evidence. Look at my evidence. 2 boys and a girl in between them. This is exactly what I prayed for. The picture is still with me. I downloaded it. I said 2 boys and a girl. What our God cannot do does not exist. What my God cannot do does not exist.
Somebody celebrate a royal. Celebrate the God of restoration. After 17 years. 17 years. 17 years. Celebrate. Celebrate. Celebrate!